You can download .NET SDK from .NET.microsoft.com. Here you can download .NET SDK 9 from here. So I have already installed it. Please download this .NET 9 SDK and install it. And another one for IDE, I am going to use Visual Studio. So you can download Visual Studio from visualstudio.microsoft.com. And here in this tutorial, I am going to use preview version. You can download community or preview version. Make sure to download this. Okay. And another one, you can download SqlServer Management Studio SSMS from this link. Okay. Make sure to download this SSMS and install it. Okay, let's open Visual Studio and let's create new project. Let's click create a new project and let's search for MVC and let's click this first one, ASP.NET Core Web App Model View Controller. So we are going to use C#, so let's click this one and next. Okay, let's give name of our project. Let's say product CRUD and let's click next and let's select latest version .NET 9 and let's create. Okay, project is created. Let's close this one and open Solution Explorer. Okay, let's open program.cs. This is our entry point. So we can see here builder.services.add control with views. So for MVC application we need this one. And we can see here map controller route. This is the default. In .NET 9 we can see map static instead of use static files. Open Solution Explorer and let's take a look. Inside property folder we have launch setting.json. So we can see here HTTPS. This comes from this file launch settings.json. For HTTPS we can see localhost 7018 and for HTTP 5287. So let's run our application. This is the default template provided by .NET. We can see here link, home and privacy. Let's click privacy. Okay, first of all let's add here one sample view for testing purpose. Let's create public iAction result. Let's say about, so we can navigate to about. Let's define here return view, save and let's open Explorer. And inside view, now let's return here view. Okay, let's create view inside home and let's right click add and new item. Let's search for razor and razor page empty. Let's give name about and add. Okay, let's stop our application and let's remove for now. Let's add here h1 tag and let's say about page and let's go to index.cshtml and let's copy this one, view data which hold title of our page. Let's copy it and paste here. Let's give name of our page, about page and let's remove this about.cshtml.cs. right click and delete. Okay, let's run our application. Okay, let's navigate to home/about. We can see about page here. We can see here menu bar. So this comes from layout. So let's visit this one. So let's go to shared. Inside shared we can see layout.cshtml and we can see here privacy. Let's duplicate it, Control D. Let's rename ASP control home. Let's add ASP action about and let's make it about. Okay, let's save it and go back to browser. We can see about. So let's click home and about. We can see we are in home/about. Now let's add here menu item product. So let's go to layout.cshtml. Let's duplicate this one, Control D and here SP controller, let's make it product, and let's say index, and let's make it product, make it products, save it, browser, we can see product here. So let's click this one, we immediately see 404. So currently we don't have product controller, that's why we see here 404 not found error. So let's go back Visual Studio, let's stop our application and open Solution Explorer. Inside controllers, let's add product controller. Let's select MVC controller empty and add, let's rename home controller 1 to product controller and let's press enter. Now we can see product controller. By default we can see here index action. So let's open Solution Explorer and we need to add here views. Ctrl+Shift+A and let's give name product. Let's remove .cs and add slash. This will create product folder and let's click add. We can see product. Okay, now let's create index.cshtml. So let's press again Ctrl+Shift+A and index.cshtml. So let's remove this index.cshtml.cs. Let's remove this one for now. Let's add here title of our page. For this, let's go to home page index.html and copy this one. Let's paste here and say products. Let's add here s1 and let's press tab and let's run our application. Okay, let's click products. Now we can see here title products. Now let's create product model. Let's go to product CRUD and let's go to models and press Ctrl+Shift+A, create class product.cs and add. Okay, let's give some property prop and tab. Let's give int of id. So this is our primary key of our product table. So EF-core detect that id is primary key of our product table. And let's add another property string. Let's add name and let's add required keyword. Let's add another property prop enter string. Let's add here image and prop date time created date and another property date time updated 8. Let's rename this one updated 8 and let's add another property Ctrl D and let's make it description. Okay, let's go to Solution Explorer and add folder Ctrl+Shift+A and data. Inside data let's create app DbContext.cs. enter. Now we can see inside data we have app DbContext. Now let's install some Nuget packages. Let's go to Solution Explorer and here right click and manage Nuget package. Let's click browse and search for Microsoft.EntityframeworkCore. Let's click this Microsoft Entity Framework Core and install and click I accept. Let's search for another EntityframeworkCore.Tools, this first one, and install. I accept. And another one EntityframeworkCore.SqlServer. Click this first one and install and I accept. Now let's close and close this one. Okay, let's inherit this app DbContext from DbContext, which comes from EF-core control dot and using Microsoft Entity Framework Core. Let's define here constructor CTOR and pass here DbContext option, which is generic, and let's pass our DbContext name app DbContext options. For base class let's pass here options, so we can use primary constructor. Let's click this one and control dot, let's say use primary constructor Okay, now let's add here dbset prop enter dbset of product model. Let's press Ctrl dot and using product CRUD.model give name products. Now let's go to AppSettings.json and here let's define here connection string and enter. Let's say connection string name default connection. Let's open SqlServer Management Studio. You can see here server name. Let's copy this one and let's click connect. Our SSMS is connected. Let's minimize it and go to default connection, add here server and paste it, and let's give here database name. Let's say product CRUD. Let's add here trusted connection and trust server certificate true. Okay, let's save it. Go back to program.cs. We can go to program.cs by pressing Ctrl comma and let's search for program.cs. Click this one and here let's add DbContext in service container. Let's say builder.services.addDbContext, which is generic, and let's pass our app DbContext and here add options goes to options.use SqlServer and let's pass here connection string builder.service builder.configuration.get connection string. So let's go to AppSettings.json and let's copy this one and go back, paste here. Now let's add our initial migration. So let's open our developer PowerShell. So here let's click this one. So let's navigate to product CRUD, enter, and let's add our initial migration .NET EF migrations add initial, enter. Okay, our initial migration is added. So let's open Solution Explorer and here we can see migration folder. Inside migration folder we can see timestamp and initial.cs, and let's open this one. We can see our table column id, name, description, image, created it and update it here. Okay, let's update our database. Let's open developer PowerShell and let's update database .NET EF database update and press enter. Okay, we can see our database is updated. So let's go to SSMS and let's click database. Let's click product CRUD and tables. We can see here dbo.product. We can see here our column. So currently we don't have any data. Let's select top 1000 row. Okay, now our table is empty. Okay, now let's work on create product. Let's go to Solution Explorer and inside views we can see here product folder inside index.cshtml. Now let's open product controller and add here method public iaction. Let's say create return view and let's go to Solution Explorer and add here create view. Ctrl Shift A and create.cshtml, enter. Let's delete this model and let's click this index.html, copy this title, Ctrl Tab and paste in create.cshtml. Create new product. Let's add h1 tag, create new product. Okay, let's save it Let's start our application. Let's click product menu and let's add here create, enter. We can see create new product. Let's make it small. Go to view, create, and let's add S5 instead of S1, and S1 edit. Let's go to index and let's make it S5. Okay, let's stop and run once again. Okay, let's click product and slash create. Let's go back Visual Studio and design form. Inside create, let's add here form. Let's add method post. Let's add here input field and ASP for let's give name. We can see here red underline in name property. For this we need define model product. Now red underline is gone. Let's save it and stop. Okay, let's go to product and add here create. We can see here input field. Let's make it small and open this one and let's close this one. Okay, let's close this one for now. Let's go to index.cshtml and let's add link here. First of all, let's wrap this in div. Let's move this inside div. Let's add here anchor tag and add here ASP action create, give name, create new, and let's keep class here, class flex. Let's save it and stop and let's run once again. Okay, let's navigate to product. We can see here create new. Let's make it deflex, not flex. Let's run our application once again. Okay, let's go to product. So let's make it justify between. Okay, let's add some bootstrap class for this create button. Let's add btn primary. Save it. Now we can see beautiful create new button. Let's click create new. We can see we redirected to create page. Let's go to create.cshtml and add here bootstrap class form control. Save it. You can see beautiful input. Let's keep up class mv2. Now let's add label for name and add here name. Save it. Now you can see name here. Now let's add another input field, label class form label, and for description let's add here input. Let's duplicate it, Control D, and let's add here description. Save it. Now we can see description here. Let's give text bold font for label, FW bold and FW bold. Let's give class here mv5, and now you can see space here. Let's duplicate this one and let's make it image and image, this one image. Okay, let's save it. We can see image field here. Now let's make it button here, button of type submit. Let's add here create new, give class button primary. Okay, let's save it. You can see beautiful create new button. Let's make it mv4. Okay, now let's go to product controller and implement post method for create. Let's duplicate this function, Control D, and let's annotate with http post, and let's pass here parameter product and products. Let's add here breakpoint. Okay, let's add here breakpoint and let's fill our form. Test. Great, our breakpoint is, let's press F10. Let's hover this product. Now we can see here product, description test, ID 0, image test and name test. Let's click continue. Let's remove this breakpoint. Now let's write logic for insert new product. First of all, let's inject app DbContext context, and here let's make it context dot add product, and let's save changes, context dot save changes. Let's stop our application. So let's make it bigger. Let's stop our application. Let's run our application once again. Okay, let's navigate to products and create new product. Okay, let's fill our form and submit. Test, description, image. Let's create. Okay, we don't see anything, but let's go to SSMS and verify our data. Let's open product table and select the 1000 row. We can see here newly inserted row. Now our form is working. So let's validate our product. So let's check if model state is not valid, then just return view. Now let's display error message. So let's go to create.cshtml. Here let's add an ASP for validation. Let's say name, and let's copy this one. Let's give here class Dialog and paste it here in description. Let's make it description, save it, and let's go to layout.cshtml and enable validation. Let's open Solution Explorer by pressing Ctrl Alt L. Here we can see www. Inside www we can see lib folder. Then here we can see JQuery validation. Let's drag and drop here. Let's drag here and let's drag this one. Save it. Go to create HTML and let's submit this form. We can see immediately name field is required. Let's give here class text tensor, and here give class text tensor. Okay, let's remove this self closing tag and this tag. Save it. Now let's submit. We can see immediately name field is required. dblock. Let's go to product controller. Now let's redirect to product page when new product is added. So let's store this in variable result. If result greater than 0, it means we have successfully inserted new data. Then return redirect to action. Let's say name of index. Save it. Let's test again. Test new description image 1. Let's create. Now we redirected to product. Let's go to SSMS and verify our data. Let's press execute. We can see our newly created data. Now let's fetch product list. For that, let's go to product controller. Here we need fetch data for products context.products.toList and return here product, and go to view. Right click and go to view. After this div, let's add here another div. Give class row, and here first of all let's add model I enumerable of product. Okay, let's fetch data here. Let's add here for each for product in model. Let's print name in span for now. Span add product dot name. Let's add here for each. Let's save it. Now we can see name of our product. Let's display in card class. Give border shadow, and let's render here product name. Let's give a 6. Let's print here product dot name. Let's save it. Now we can see product card here. Let's make it bigger. Let's add here column md3. Save it. and let's remove this border for now. Let's give mx4 and my4, save it. Okay, let's 3 will be good. Okay, and let's display image src. Let's print image here, product dot image, save it. We don't see here image. Okay, let's print here created date inside paragraph tag, created date, product dot created date dot toString. Only display here month of the day, save it. Okay, now let's make it bigger. We can see card here. Okay, let's add here button for back to list link. Here let's add anchor tag, asp action. Let's give action index, let's say list, and give class btn. Let's add button success, save it. Now we can see beautiful button. Let's click this one. Now we navigate to product list. Now let's implement edit product. So let's go to product controller, and here let's add view, http post, and let's define public iaction result update. Let's add here integer id which comes from parameter, and let's return view. Let's open Solution Explorer by pressing Ctrl Alt L, and here inside views press Ctrl Shift A, update.cshtml. Okay, remove this cs file. Let's stop our application and let's open Solution Explorer and delete this cs file. Right click and delete. Okay, now let's remove this one. Let's go to create.cshtml and just copy it, Ctrl A, Ctrl C, and go to update.cshtml and paste here. Okay, let's rename this one update product, and let's rename this one update product. You can use create.cshtml for up, but I'm going to show how to use different view for update product. Okay, let's rename update, let's save it. Okay, let's start our application. Let's navigate to update/1. So we can see here no web page was found, http error 404. So let's make it http get. Let's save it and reload. Now we can see update product page. Okay, let's implement post method for updating our product, http post, and if we don't give this http get, by default it treated as get. Okay, so let's implement here public iaction result update. Okay, let's pass a product. First of all, let's check our product model is valid. So let's check if. First of all, let's check our model state. Let's check if not model state dot is valid, then return view. Okay, let's add here int id. Let's fetch product from db var product from DbContext dot product dot single or default x dot id equal to id, and if let's check if product from db is null, then return not found. Okay, otherwise let's update our product from db dot name equal to product dot name, product from db dot image product dot image, and product dot db dot description equal to product dot description, and finally context dot save changes and return redirect to action, and let's pass a name of index. Okay, let's save it. We don't see here product detail. So let's go to get method and implement get detail of product. So var product equal to product context dot product and single or default x goes to x dot id equal to id. If product is null, then return not found, otherwise let's return product. Okay, let's go to view, right click and go to view. You can see here model product and data fetched successfully. So let's go to list and manually go to /update product /update/1/1. We don't have product by id 1, so it's display 404. Let's try 3. We can see our data now. Let's try to update this, space update and update. Let's click update. We can see now breakpoint hit and let's continue. Okay, product is not null now. Click and continue. Now we redirected to home page and updated data here. Okay, now let's add here button for edit product. So let's go to index.html and here let's display button. Let's make it little small and here let's add anchor tag asp action update asp route. Let's say product.id and let's add here, let's name it edit. Let's give some class, bootstrap class btn primary, save it. We can see here 500 internal error. Let's click output. We can see here unable to cast object of type system.attribute. So let's click it and make it -route-id and save it. Let's refresh it. We can see here edit button. Let's edit it. We can see here data. Let's go to list. Let's go back list. We can see here January 1 for every product. So let's go to product controller and here let's say product dot created it equal to date time dot now dot. Okay, and product dot updated equal to date time dot now. And here there's a product from db dot update it equal to date time dot now. Okay, let's save it. Let's try create new test date time test description and let's add here valid image. Okay, let's click new tab and dummyjson.com/products. Okay, let's search for image. Let's make it bigger and let's copy this image, this one. Let's copy it, go to product and paste here. Okay, let's remove this one and create. You can see here image. Let's make it small. Go to index.html cshtml and for now let's add here class. Let's add here w100 and s100. Save it. Now we can see image here. Okay, let's make it small, s50 and w100. Okay, let's save it. Now we can see image, it's beautiful. Let's wrap this column with div. So let's go to here and div. Let's wrap this all things in this div. Let's save it and let's wrap this another div. and give padding class p2, save it. Now it's looking beautiful now. Okay, let's add here another. Okay, let's click edit and description update. Let's update it. Now let's continue. Okay, it's updated. Let's display description also here. Here let's display in paragraph product.description. Save it. Now we can see our description. Let's make it bigger. Okay, now let's implement delete. So let's go to controller and here let's add http get and let's say public iaction result delete, pass here integer, and here let's fetch data from backend where product context dot product dot single or default x goes to x dot id equal to id. Let's check if product is null, return not found. Okay, otherwise let's return in view, return view and product. Okay, now let's stop our application. Now let's generate view. Right click and add view, razor view empty, add. Let's name this delete, add. Okay, now let's open Solution Explorer. We can see delete.cshtml here. Okay, let's copy update.cshtml and paste here. Let's say we can see updates. Let's rename this one update. Okay, delete product. We can pass here product name for model dot name, or we can add here update product name product. Let's say model dot name. Okay, delete product, this one. Okay, let's remove this one and render here S4. Let's display here confirmation message. Are you sure to delete? Let's add a product name model, add model dot name and question mark, and let's say delete ASP action delete. Okay, let's go back. Now let's run our application and let's make it small. Okay, let's click product and let's navigate to /delete/3, enter. We can see here are you sure to delete plus. Okay, let's remove this plus here and let's remove plus. Okay, let's refresh. We can see here are you sure you want to delete this product. So let's make it button red, button danger, save it. We can see here red button. Okay, let's rename this title delete product. Let's make it MB4. Okay, and let's keep margin from bottom MB3. Okay, now let's click delete and see here HTTP error 405. That means that is not allowed. We only have get endpoint. Let's go to product controller. We don't have delete action here. Let's add http delete and public iaction result delete, and let's say let's add here integer id, and here let's copy this one for now. Let's copy it, paste here, and here context dot product dot remove this pass here product, and context dot save changes and finally return redirect to action name of index. Not define same method with same parameter, so let's make it delete confirmed, and let's make it http post and action name delete. Let's save it and let's click this backlink. Okay, let's go to product/delete/3 enter. Let's click delete. Product is deleted. Let's go to SMS and confirm our data. Okay, let's execute. Now let's add delete link here. Let's go to index and here let's duplicate this one, Ctrl D, and let's say delete, and let's make it danger. Rename this one delete and save it. Now we can see delete button here. Let's click this delete and we navigate to delete and let's delete. Now our another product is gone. Let's delete this one and delete and delete. Okay, now we only have one product. Now let's create another product. Let's go to DbJSon.com/product. Okay, let's copy title. Let's go down and let's search for title. Now let's copy this title here, paste here, and content. Let's copy this one and paste in description, and let's copy image from here. Let's copy this image and paste here. Okay, great. Now we can see here another product. Let's edit this one and make it short. Let's remove this one and update. Let's continue and we can see our updated product here. Let's create another product and here let's make it pretty print and let's copy this name and here paste it. Let's copy this description, add here, and image. Let's copy this one, paste it. Great. Okay, beautiful. Now after creating product and updating, let's display notification. Let's go to code and here let's make it bigger. After create, let's add here message TempData message product deleted successfully. Okay, let's go to index.cshtml and here, okay, let's display here alert div class alert primary and role alert and display here message. Let's check here if we have TempData message is not null, then only display this div. Let's display TempData message. Okay, let's save it. Go to controller, go to product controller, and after created we can see product. Let's make it created successfully and let's copy this one. Let's add here if context dot shape change is greater than 0. Let's remove this one and let's return here view, add here message, temp message product updated successfully. Let's copy it and let's add a product failed to update. And let's go to delete and add here if, wrap this if here and paste here product deleted successfully and make it greater than 0. Otherwise let's paste here product failed to delete. Okay, and let's copy this one. Let's return view here. Okay, let's save it and go to browser. Let's take a look. Let's create another product and let's copy one product, this one, copy this one, paste it here, paste here. Okay, now let's copy image, this one, and paste here. Let's create. Beautiful. Now we can see product create successfully message here. Let's keep some classes. Let's go to index and let's give here empty3. Okay, now let's delete this one and delete. Okay, we can see here exception. Let's go to product controller and here let's return redirect to action name of index. Save it, go to browser, let's go back and let's refresh it. You can see we already have deleted one product. Let's delete this first one and delete. Now we can see product deleted successfully. Let's save it and let's try to update this one and remove these things and update. Let's go back Visual Studio and continue. Beautiful, product update successfully. Okay, now let's implement our delete feature using JQuery with REST API. So API for deleting product. So let's go to controller and here now let's remove this to action and here let's declare http delete endpoint API / products / ID and let's declare public action result delete product. Let's add here integer ID parameter and let's copy this logic from here and paste it. Now here let's say delete our product. So context.products.remove and pass here product. Okay, here let's check if context.shape changes greater than 0, that means delete successful, then just return here, return OK and let's return anonymous object message product deleted successfully. Okay, otherwise let's return bad request and return anonymous object. Let's pass message fail to update product. Okay, now let's go to index of our product, and here let's add script tag. Inside script, let's add function delete product and let's pass here id. Let's display confirmation dialog. If not confirm, are you sure, then return immediately, otherwise let's call .ajax and url let's slash api slash products slash id. Let's remove this double quote and add here string interpolation and pass here id. Okay, and let's define type delete and let's say success and function result. Let's display result in alert result.message. Let's reload our page. Let's add here closing bracket and here just reload our page location dot reload. Okay, if error occur, then error function xhr alert xhr dot response json dot message. Okay, let's save it. Now let's add breakpoint in product controller in delete product. So let's add here breakpoint. Now let's call delete product. So scroll up here, let's make it button and type button, and let's remove this one and let's add here on click event delete product and pass here product dot id. Okay, let's save it and let's run our application. Okay, let's click product and let's open console, right click, inspect and console. Let's click delete. Now we can see confirmation dialog. Let's click OK. Now we can see here our breakpoint is set. Let's step over and over. Let's continue. Now product delete successfully. Let's click OK. Now we have one product. So let's try to fill our product. Let's delete once again, delete. OK. Let's go to Visual Studio and let's drag this, drag here and continue. Now you can see fail to update product, nothing happened. Okay, now let's display sweet alert, beautiful confirm dialog. So for that, let's go to Visual Studio and install sweet alert 2. Let's open Solution Explorer by pressing Ctrl Alt L and here in www.root let's right click and add. Let's stop our application and let's open Solution Explorer by pressing Ctrl Alt L and here www.root let's right click and add client side library and let's search here sweet alert 2, this one. Let's select it and let's install. Now it's installed. We can see sweet alert 2. Let's expand this one Okay, let's open layout.cshtml. Let's include SweetAlert2.js. Let's drag and drop here, and let's import style, and let's drag and drop here. Okay, let's save it. Let's go to SweetAlert2.github.io. let's search for confirm dialog, Ctrl F, confirm dialog, this one. Let's click try me, let's click yes. Okay, now let's copy this code, and let's go to Visual Studio, and let's paste here. Let's remove this one and paste here. Okay, let's format, and inside this if, okay, let's cut this code and let's paste here. Okay, and let's cut this one and paste here. And let's display result.message here. Okay, and let's copy this one here, let's paste it. Let's remove success and add here error. Save it. Let's run our application. Let's add breakpoint here, and let's go to website, and let's click product, and let's click delete. Now we can see sweet alert dialog. Let's click cancel, nothing happened, so let's click delete again, and let's click yes. Now our endpoint is hit. Let's continue. Okay, our product is gone. Let's display message when product is empty. So let's go to code, and here let's display message when product is empty. If model.any, then display for each. Let's cut it, and paste here. Otherwise, let's display paragraph class text center and no product yet. Okay, let's save it. Go to browser. Now we can see no product yet. Let's make it a little bigger. S6. Save it. Okay, let's create new product. Let's copy this title, paste here, and let's copy this one, paste it. Image, let's select this image. Okay, let's create. Now we can see success message. Let's edit, update, continue. Our product is successfully updated. Let's delete, yes.